A tea party on a crowded train to nowhere. All aboard. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the yummy of afternoon tea. Tea on a train edition. Recently, a tea friend and I attended a Great Gatsby afternoon tea at the Hamilton Prop House in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Right off the hop, this train is a movie prop inside a warehouse. It's not going on the move. Some people dressed up impressively for the theme. We wore dresses and fascinators ourselves. Let's get going. Toot toot. To begin, we start with the good aspects. I'm classifying the amount of food here as good for the price. While we pour our tea, I'll tell you right away that we paid $50 each, including tax. We looked before we left our table and there was no mention about gratuity in the ticket price, so everyone at our table left a cash tip in addition to our prepaid tea ticket. My tea friend made the booking and was emailed ahead of time to choose our type of tea from only 3 options. Luckily, one of those options was Earl Grey and we both chose that one. It was a good tasting Earl Grey, and the server told me it was actually cream of Earl Grey, so me liking it is absolutely no surprise, as that's my daily tea flavor. Okay, back to the food. Our food was pretty slow to arrive, but once it did, we were happy with how it looked. And they brought out 3 more items after all the tables had their tiered plates. On it, there were 5 sandwiches, a melted cheese croissant, a Benedictine cucumber sandwich, a deviled ham sandwich, a deviled egg sandwich, and a Windsor chicken apricot sandwich. Then, a salmon mousse shrimp toast was delivered to each guest who wanted one. My tea friend likes seafood, and she had mine and hers. She reported that it had too much salmon mousse, cream cheese based, and that she had to peel the shell from the shrimp herself before she could even eat it. Not ideal. Then, a mushroom cap with melted cheese was delivered to each guest who wanted one. Their take on an oyster Rockefeller. In terms of finger sandwiches, the cucumber Benedictine one was different. That's a cucumber sandwich in a spread, cucumber and onion mixed into cream cheese. No actual cucumbers to be seen. It was pretty good. The egg salad was classic. The chicken salad had nice chunks of chicken. Mine didn't have a taste of apricot. The deviled ham sandwich, we actually thought this was a red pepper type spread. The only reason I know it was ham is because I took a photo of the menu board, which was displayed at the front door, and read it for editing this video. It didn't taste like ham, but was fine. The melted cheese croissant had garlic and herbs too, and was very tasty. Like a croissant garlic bread. Yum! Overall, the bread was all fresh, and I liked the different bread types and tiny bread cuts. Quite well done. The mushroom was a yummy bite. More about that later. For the scone tier, we each got a strawberry shortcake scone. Yes, it was already dressed with strawberry preserve, 3 or 4 slices of strawberry, and whipped cream. My tea friend followed the other guests at our table and decided to cut hers into pieces to eat. I decided to eat it in halves and redress each side of the scone to my liking, focusing on the top half of the scone, which I planned to eat before the sweet tier. I enjoyed the texture of the scone, and the toppings were fine. I personally found it had an aftertaste I did not love, but my friend did not taste that. So maybe it was just me. I would, of course, prefer to add my own accompaniments to the scone, including a proper clotted cream, but this was fine for this venue and price point. Just fine, my lovelies, just fine. For sweets, we each got a caramel shortbread cookie, a lemon cupcake, and a puff pastry finger, which had a dollop of apricot preserve and a tiny bit of whipped cream. And somewhere along the way, we were given an additional sweet item in a stemmed glass. It was a cherry crumble tart. The puff pastry was the weakest item for me overall. Could this have been generously filled with chocolate instead? The cupcake was okay. It had a nice lemon syrup poured or brushed on top, which gave the top an enjoyable flavor. The shortbread cookie was tasty. It was pretty thick and had a nice bite to it, and I liked it. The cherry crumble tart was good. I liked that the tart shell was not the frozen food service tart shell and appeared to be more in-house made than we often see. The crumble on top was quite crispy hard, so it added a distinct texture. Overall, these 4 sweets provided a decent showing. Overall, 7 savories, 1 large scone, and 4 sweets was a generous serving at this price point, which is why I'm classifying the food as the good aspect here. The bad, this was a hot day in July, and this building did not have air conditioning. Having tea with a trainload full of people was stifling hot. We were quite uncomfortable. I would suggest attending tea events here during cooler months if you don't enjoy sweating through your dress or suit and being too hot. This venue is unique, but time your visit accordingly. The second aspect I did not enjoy was the shared seating arrangement. I did not want to share a table with strangers. Yes, I let the staff know when we arrived, but was told we could not change tables. And while our table mates were lovely people, truly lovely, I would have preferred to just dine with my own tea friend and catch up with her, instead of overbooking the train and forcing people to dine with strangers. If they wanted to maximize their ticket sales, I think they could add a tier of tickets inside the train and a second tier of tickets for tables outside the train. Even the space around the outside of the train is nifty enough for a unique tea time. So, if you own or manage this venue, that's my free advice on making this a better experience for all guests. You're welcome. The timing and pacing of this experience was also a bit wonky, as there was too much time between arrival, the history speech, tea being served, and food being served. I think they needed one more staff member to help serve and keep things moving. Again, more easy fixes if they so choose. The ugly. This place is not ugly, but it's unique. I'll show you more of the walk around at the end of the video. It's a functioning prop house, as in it provides props to movies and TV sets. Apparently, this train was used in some of the scenes of the Handmaid's Tale series. So they say. The yummy, my favorite bite was the mushroom Rockefeller. It was their take on oysters Rockefeller from the Gatsby era. But instead of an oyster, it was pretty much a mushroom cap, a nicely baked mushroom filled with bacon and melted cheese and served at room temperature. It was really tasty, and it was my best yummy bite of this experience. It's so nice when you get a yummy little morsel like this, in addition to traditional tea sandwiches. The perfect mix. Overall, based on the price and the food offering on this visit, my Queen of Afternoon Tea rating is 3.5 out of 5 stars. The venue is super neat but not ideal to stuff this many passengers in a train for long periods of time in the summer months without AC, sharing tables when you requested not to. Will you be adding Hamilton Prop House to your future tea adventures should you happen upon a theme there that you'd like to experience? Leave your impressions in the comments below, and please confirm you are following/subscribed to this channel and account. Thank you for watching on YouTube if that's where you are, a true tea friend. Now, some more footage of the prop house. Enjoy!